and crazy. Let's see. Don't need that one. Need that one. Hey, YouTubers. Well, if you're watching this here as a rerun here, you can fast forward about 10 minutes or so. So we get ready here to go live on the radio stations all across the Dakota Territory, my friends, and worldwide by you watching my YouTube channel. What do we got here? Who do we got going on here? I got a message from Karen. And Karen says, it'll be John on KOLY today. All right. All right, John. There you go. Hope all is well. Ed Mobridge. Make sure I got my poop in a group here. Yep. All right, so we started 6 minutes after the hour. It'll be Ed Gramza, the director of business for BaseMap Hunting. Morning, Waylon Turnus. How you doing today? Hey, I got your Berg's AI shirt in my pickup. And, yeah, I could have probably met up with you. I think I was up there on Wednesday getting some service done on my wheeler. But I found myself at Kiss Livestock sitting there crying into my hot beef hamburger on the prices of cattle. So I didn't get that done. And then I blew my serpentine belt on the way home. Oh, yeah. I suppose I could probably not have a bottle of Courvoisier in the background here, huh? People might get the wrong idea. Yeah, so I'm like a mile east of Dickinson, and Big Daddy Dave Williams, KGFX, ready to go. Good morning. Morning, man. Like it. Big Daddy Dave. You know, when I started radio, I wish I would have gotten a nickname like that years and years ago. What was it, 1993, 94, whatever? Actually, 93, because I got a job in Minot while I was going to school. But yeah, Big Daddy Dave. What a name. That and the same one. You got the Paisley Dunn down there, too. It's like names that just flow. It's awesome. But anyway, Waylon, yeah. Drove by your old farm on Thursday scouting for speed goats. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, you want to see a lot of friggin' antelope, go north of Scranton, North Dakota. Holy moly. We're taking a short drive the other day, picking up some stuff for an auction sale, and holy man, they've got some goats. All right, I got to make a phone call, get my guest lined up here, so it'll go dead for a while. Don't worry, I'll be here. Okay. All right, Ed, can you hear me through here?
I can hear you, sir.
Perfect. So we are live on YouTube right now for another 5 minutes before we actually start the show itself. So just to let you know, we're got some folks already tuning in to the YouTube live channel that we're hosting it on. And for those that don't know here, starting out here this morning with the folks watching on YouTube, Ed is with BaseMap, and I got it. Ed, what was it? Was it a year ago, or it's been pretty darn close to a year, hasn't it, that you were on my show?
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. 9, 10, 11 months is quite a while ago.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I absolutely like your app. I love it compared to the previous format that I was using because it actually has updated landowners, which is pretty nice. I don't understand why other ones don't do that, but man, it's pretty handy. So I use it all the time. I mean, I'm using it even like when I'm helping. I'm an auctioneer. I help one company as well, and even when you help them out and you're like looking and driving around the country, you can tell what areas, who owns the land where you're actually driving around. I mean, it's like, I forgot who has this quarter again. It's like, oh yeah, it's this guy, and you can pull it up really easy. So, like it a lot, man. Appreciate the subscription that you gave me last year.
Yeah, you bet. I mean, obviously, since the last time we talked, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah, and I have a list of that we're gonna do once we start the program and everything. We'll probably start out just talking about some of your hunting that you've been doing and where you've been traveling and all that, but we'll get all into the meaty details of it as well. So
perfect,
not a problem. Yeah, how things been going? Otherwise, life's good. Coronavirus kick your butt or what?
What coronavirus?
The flu.
No, I mean, the Kung flu. Mm-hmm. I mean, I live in a fairly small town in Wisconsin. I haven't seen. I personally still don't know anybody that's had it.
Yeah.
So
I have. I mean, I don't know. Everybody that I know in my little area down here in North Dakota have all, got through it with no problem.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess, it's one of those things where what gets me though is our people, some people are really freaked out about it. I mean, like to the point where they're wearing masks and face shields as they're driving their vehicle. And
man,
not sure if that's healthy for your immune system or not.
So I was in Jackson, Wyoming 2 weeks ago. And man, the world has just gone crazy. I saw people in Grand Teton National Park, 100 yards away from anybody, wearing masks. I saw people riding their bicycles on the bike trail from Jackson to Grand Teton, wearing masks and gloves. Like, I don't get it. The world has gone crazy.
Well, if there are, some people really are freaked out, some germaphobe type like that. And I guess I'm lucky enough not to be that person, but.
Right.
I don't know.
But I don't get it. I mean, if you're on a bike path in the middle of Wyoming, the boogeyman isn't coming to get you.
I don't know. I just have a hard time with somebody wearing a mask and having a conversation. It's hard to read their facial expressions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting once flu season kicks in because the symptoms are the same. So do you have flu or COVID?
Yeah. I had a really bad cough here a couple of weeks ago, and I had an auction coming up that I needed to have my voice for. So I went into the clinic, whatever. And the PA, she asked me, she says, have you been around anybody with COVID? And I says, how am I supposed to know? You guys never let anybody know who has it. It's like a big secret. And she's like, yeah. Right. I said, you know what? I hope I have it because I guarantee I'll be able to get, I have a better chance of surviving COVID than I do the flu. And the doctor looked at me and she said, yeah, that's true. So no,
wow.
Gave me some little beads of cough things and went from there and I was better in a week. So yeah. Hey, we got 30 seconds. I'm going to turn you down here. I'm going to talk to the stations here a little bit. So stand by.
Sounds good, sir.
All right, stations. I'll do a 20 seconds on Mark. All right, so we'll get rolling here, and hopefully everybody's up and running here, and we'll be having a good time. Ed Gramza with BaseMap is who we're going to be talking to. Coming at you in 5 seconds. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm your host, Scott Bonkmeyer, broadcasting from the bunkhouse. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, you can see, hey, got my archery deer from years ago back up here. and just enjoying another beautiful morning, Saturday morning here in the Badlands of North Dakota. Good to have everybody along on the radio stations across the Dakota Territory. KGFX out of Pierce, South Dakota. Glad to have you guys on. KOLY out of Mobridge, the heart of fishing on Lake Oahe, right there. KFYR, the voice of the Northern Plains, out of Bismarck, Mandan. KLTC on the edge of the West in Dickinson. And let's head up north to the first station that gave me a chance to go on air, KCJB out of Minot. Good to have you stations along with us, and everybody watching on YouTube as well. Good to have you. And if you want to find my daily program, you can listen to any one of these radio stations. They carry it every single day. And if you miss it, you can always go to dakotaprairieoutdoors.com to find the daily show. And if you want to watch a replay of the Saturday show, it's automatically saved on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Hey, I tell you what, we have a lot of things going on here across the agricultural side of things, and Action Motorsports in Bismarck, Mandan. It's actually on the strip in Mandan. Get this. You want to talk about egg friendly, okay? Action Motorsports on the strip, Mandan, has the Polaris Egg Advantage. Now, what is this Polaris Egg Advantage? If you're a farmer or rancher or farmer rancher, hopefully you know the difference, you get 10% off up to $1,500 plus up to 2-year warranty if you're buying a new Ranger, a new General, or any of the Sportsman's four-wheeler models. This offer is good to the end of the month here, so get in today. Talk to any one of the great sales staff at Action Motorsports. Ask about the Polaris Egg Advantage, and Action Motorsports will take care of you. And I guarantee you'll be hard-pressed to find any farm or ranch across the Dakota Territory without an ATV or UTV or any kind of a four-wheel added to their operation. And Action Motorsports is one of those that supports agriculture, so get in there today. Talk to Britt or Steve or any of the other sales staff up there, and they'll take care of you. That Polaris Egg Advantage, 10% off if you're a farmer rancher here. So giddy up here. Ed Gramza is with me here today, Director of Business Development for BaseMap. Good morning, Ed. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, sir. Happy to be here.
Hey, I tell you what, it's hunting season, man. It's just. Did you hear about the Polaris Egg Advantage? Did you hear what I just said about the our local sportsman, Ranger, General here? These guys up there at Action Motorsports supporting agriculture, man. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to see it.
Yes, sir. That's good stuff.
All right, Ed. I tell you what, you're the. Did I get that right? Business Director of Business Development for BaseMap. I got that. Are you still?
That is correct.
That one, okay.
That is correct, sir.
I stole it off your Facebook page, and the reason I was doing that is I saw you posted a nice little mule deer that you got here. So I want to talk a little bit before we get into talking BaseMap. I want to talk about hunting a little bit because archery season for myself is open here. Deer season's open for archery. Our youth season for rifle opened up last week or a week and a half ago or so, and it's just it's that time of the year. Hunting season is upon us. And I like to chase things around with my archery equipment. And I usually do that when I go at fixed fence for checking some cows and everything. And it's been working pretty good. This year, however, not so much. I haven't seen much. But you've gotten lucky here. Let's talk about your elk hunt in Wyoming. What did you get there?
Yeah, so I was in the Jackson, Wyoming area a couple weeks ago. Started my hunt on the 13th of September. And man, I'll tell you what, the first day, the bugles were crazy. It chased about 10 different bulls on the first day, but the weather was so dang hot. The bugles seemed to turn off as the days went on. I ended up shooting a bull on Monday night. It was kind of late. We ended up going back in on Tuesday morning to recover them just because freaked out about grizzly bears. We actually had 2 grizzly bear encounters on the first 2 days where guns and bear spray were drawn.
Really? How close did you get?
The first one was about 25 yards.
Wow.
And we stumbled upon him. We were crashing through the timber, and I think we woke him up. He was not happy. Once he stood up on his back legs, it got real.
I can imagine here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that we, for me, I've never hunted an area where I have to worry about bear. We have mountain lions out here a little bit once in a while, but they're just cats that are freaked out and scared. But, you look at getting into the areas of hunting where there's bear. So you carry pepper spray or bear spray or whatever they call it in a sidearm?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I had a 10 millimeter and a can of bear spray. and both were both were getting close to having trigger pull.
That's awesome. So
once he started
take off on you, or did he sit there and play with you a little bit?
Well, so like you said, I think we woke him up because he just appeared. We heard something bust out of the timber. We thought we jumped an elk. Well, I looked over and it was about the same color as an elk. It was a light-colored grizzly bear. Once he started chomping his teeth and growling at us and stood up on his back legs, well, we knew it got real, quickly.
Well, don't they?
We yelled at him.
Didn't they say that the only thing you have to worry about encountering a bear is making sure you're faster than your hunting partner?
Well, it was more of a matter of who is faster on the draw.
Yeah, that's true.
We ended up yelling at him. He ran off. Then the next morning, this is a horseback hunt. We tied up the horses, and lo and behold, here comes a grizzly bear walking right at us. He got to about 30 and finally took off running. But again, we had bear spray and handguns out just in case.
Wow. But you did finish up and get your elk taken care of, and you did find
it.
Yep.
Found my elk. We found it about 30 yards from where we gave up. I mean, we kind of lost blood and decided to get out of there. We found it 30 yards from where we stopped looking. But that morning we took another guy with us. We went in with rifles. I mean, we weren't going to shoot a bear, but we were worried that a bear was going to be on the carcass and come after us. So, but untouched, got the elk out of there quickly. And then the next morning, switched over to mule deer and ended up shooting a really nice mule deer with the rifle the next morning.
Yeah. Do you think, I got a text message here. It says, ask Ed if he thinks that the grizzly bear population has rebounded enough. Because you see a lot of these places, they're always talking about, we got to protect them. I mean, we can't shoot them. We got to keep protecting them. But a lot of studies have come out and said that the grizzly bear population is actually to the point where we can take them off of the endangered list.
Yeah, so here's a little stat from my hunt. So, my hunting partner, my guide, we saw 2 grizzly bears in 2 days, and then there was another guy in camp. They saw 2 grizzly bears in 2 days.
Wow.
Same hunting unit, kind of opposite ends of the unit, but four bear encounters in 2 days.
Tell you what,
I'll let you be the judge of that.
Well, how about, do they have any grizzly tags at all in Wyoming?
No.
Okay.
So 2 years ago, they had, I think it was 5 grizzly tags when they were going to have the grizzly bear hunt. There was going to be 5 tags in Wyoming. And unfortunately, 2 years ago in the same area, my outfitter I hunted with, one of his guys got mauled and killed by a grizzly bear. Just a day or 2 after the feds stepped in and stopped that hunt.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, we're up against our first break. Stay with me here as we continue through. We're talking with Ed Gramza. He is the business director of business development for BaseMap. We're going to come back, talk a little bit about BaseMap and why I like that format more than the previous format I was using here. We'll discuss that. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always feel free to call in and join the show at 888-9-DAKOTA. That's toll free, 888-932-5682. Again, 888-932-5682. We'll be back with more Dakota Prairie Outdoors. This is the Saturday edition, all across the Dakota Territory and live on YouTube after these messages.
This fall, Pfeiffer's has all of your land and equipment needs covered. Join Pfeiffer's auctioneers for the 15th annual Western Dakota Land Auction, October 20th through the 23rd, for 9 incredible land auctions with over 300 acres in Mound Trail, Dunn, Billings, Grant, Hettinger, Slope, and Perkins counties. Also, Pfeiffer's fall equipment auctions are plush with unbelievable equipment throughout the upper Midwest. Join Pfeiffer's for exceptional retirement auctions in Bowman, Steele, Hazleton, Fargo, and Gackle, North Dakota, Vergas, Minnesota, and Bison, South Dakota. Full details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
This fall, Pfeiffer's has all of your land and equipment needs covered. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the 15th annual Western Dakota Land Auction, October 20th through the 23rd, for 9 incredible land auctions with over 300 acres in Mound Trail, Dunn, Billings, Grant, Hettinger, Slope, and Perkins counties. Also, Pfeiffer's fall equipment auctions are plush with unbelievable equipment throughout the upper Midwest. Join Pfeiffer's for exceptional retirement auctions in Bowman, Steele, Hazelton, Fargo, and Gackle, North Dakota, Burgess, Minnesota, and Bison, South Dakota. Full details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down, and when that time comes.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Saturday edition Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm your host, Scott Bachmeyer. Don't forget about the Polaris Ag Advantage program coming up at Action Motorsports. Stop in there today and talk to any one of those guys. 10% off any of the Rangers, Generals, or Sportsman's models, up to 2-year warranty on them as well. The Polaris Ag Advantage from Action Motorsports and Polaris Off-Road. You bet. Swing in there, talk to them. Say you heard it on the program here this morning. It's going until the end of the month, so make sure to get in there. Music coming in here from Benny Paulson's Breaking 8 band here. Thanks, Benny, for letting me and giving me permission to use that, which I have to state because YouTube is kind of tough on those rules here. Ed Gramza with BaseMap is with me. Ed, welcome back to the program here. Have you ever gotten chewed out on YouTube before?
No, I have not.
Boy, they're ruthless. not only the administration, but some of the comments that people leave. Oof. I tell you what, people like to hide behind that social media mask, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. I definitely deal with that on a daily basis.
So you and I were talking about your archery elk hunt, and then you said you went you went with rifle deer hunting here. You tell us that story here before we get into BaseMap.
Yeah, so we rode the ponies up an hour, up to about almost 11,000 feet up a mountain, and started glassing for deer. Found a really big one that lived in an area where no human should ever travel to. I mean, just a big 4x4, still had velvet, no way to get them. So we gave up on him, and about an hour later, we glassed up a couple more, and man, we had this really nice mule deer stand out at 440 yards just staring at us, and we kept trying to figure out if we should shoot him or not. And finally decided, it was my second to last day of hunting, and I wasn't going to pass him up. And everybody talks about ground shrinkage. You shoot a buck and you get to him, like, man, he was not as big as I thought. Well, this thing got big, way bigger once we got up to him.
That's always a bonus when you walk up and it's better than you thought.
Yeah, I mean, he had, the end of his main beams were bladed. He had brow tines, really nice forks. I mean, he was a really impressive old mule deer. Took him at 440 yards. So a flatlander from Wisconsin took a nice long shot and dropped him.
All right. So the rifle of choice, what caliber?
It was a 7mm Remington mag, Proof Research.
Okay. And that's your go-to rifle for deer hunting, I guess, then, right?
It is okay. Now. I got that. I got it earlier this year, and it worked out quite well.
So when you said you're out of Wisconsin, is where you live?
Yes, sir.
Is that? Yep. Are you living in an area with a lot of trees? You don't shoot very far distances. You see that a lot with areas that have overgrowth and everything. They don't shoot a long ways. Is that true for you too?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, where I hunt, I can take a pretty long shot because I like to hunt the fields.
Yeah.
But I would say the average shot in Wisconsin with a rifle is probably 50 yards because you're sitting in the woods and just hope one stumbles behind you.
Wow. Okay. A lot different than the Dakota Territory is what you're saying.
Very much so.
we I guess depends on where you're hunting in the Dakota Territory. There's, between the Black Hills and certain parts of North Dakota too, there's definitely some forestry around here too. But yeah, I tell you what, BaseMap is explain to folks that don't know what BaseMap is. Maybe they're using a different format. Tell them what it is.
So BaseMap is a mobile application, for your phones or iPads or whatever kind of mobile device you take out in the field that shows public and private landowner information, satellite imagery, topography, just a host of different layers of information. I mean, BaseMap has over 800 layers, at your disposal, from trails, roads, U.S. Service forest roads, just a ton of. I mean, there's more information than I even know what's in there. One kind of cool layer that's kind of relevant right now is we got a wildfire layer that shows where all active wildfires are right now.
How does that stay up to date? I mean, do you have a full-time staff? If they get one wildfire that might be snuffed out and another one started, how does that information get on that app so quickly?
That happens seamlessly. We don't have to have somebody that has to put that in. There's when our development team starts talking computer stuff, they lose me quickly. But there's ways that we communicate with like other websites or other services that update that information in real time.
Okay, so you're working together with everybody. I mean, it's
correct.
A collaborative effort. I know I have my BaseMap app opened up here for those watching on YouTube. Here you can see just how detailed it gets, and I only have a few layers on because I just what's going on my area. But one of the things that folks are looking at this on my YouTube, they see certain, pin marks, I call them here. I got certain places where I saw this one deer. I've been tracking the movement of this one deer, and I keep pinning him. And then during coyote season, everywhere that I see a coyote or kill a coyote, I pin it. And that one coyote, of course, I couldn't find it for a while, so I had to give a little bit of a little blood drop here to see if I can find him and see his movement. And that's kind of handy, because that one deer that I'm after this year with archery, tall and heavy. I don't give any of my deer human names because I just something I don't do. It says tall and heavy, and I've been following him now for a year, and it's funny how you can use these waypoints here and see how the deer movement goes. Where they track to, and you kind of have an idea where to hunt at least. And that's what I like about it.
Right. Yeah, and one thing that's kind of neat about our waypoints or markers when you drop them, we have something called smart markers. So when you drop that marker, it actually records atmospheric data, weather, wind, temperature, barometric pressure, all that stuff is recorded in timestamp. So you can kind of look back at a historic log in a sense and see what the conditions were every time you saw that animal if you're really trying to track it and figure out what his patterns are.
So what's new with BaseMap right now? And folks are looking at possibly thinking about, I would like to try it, but I've been using, we've been using the other one, and and it seems like the information on the other format doesn't seem to be updated as quickly. So what's new with the BaseMap format that people would be like, I could use that?
The new thing this year, so we made a decision to focus on whitetail. I mean, whitetail is king. I know you're out west a little bit, but whitetail is king. There's more whitetail hunters than anything, but you got whitetail in the Dakotas.
Yeah, absolutely. You bet.
So we developed something that we called Hunt Wind. It came out a couple weeks ago. It's basically a real-time, hyper-accurate animation on the screen that shows you wind direction and where your scent is blowing. For people that are sitting in a ground blind or tree stand or elevated stand. So it shows it in real time. You can predict it via a little slider at the bottom up to 24 hours. And it's kind of a cool animation. It shows kind of like a smoke that's supposed to be your scent.
Okay.
And with that, when you set a marker that's a tree stand or any kind of stand, now you can set your ideal wind condition. So if you're sitting over a food plot and you don't want the wind blowing in that food plot, you set that you want it blowing out, and now you can look ahead up to 7 days and pick and see what days are ideal for sitting in that stand.
And that's available on like right now. You can go on there and do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that update came out a couple weeks ago. So obviously we have a pro version and a free version. The free version allows you to check the wind right now, but not any kind of future prediction or anything, where the our pro membership allows all the features.
Okay. What does a pro membership cost?
$30 for all 50 states.
$30
a year.
Oh, per year? I was thinking per month.
Nope. $30 a year for all 50 states.
And they get them right away. Now, we're coming up against our bottom of the hour break here, but we'll be talking more about the fine-tuning of things here. And I'm going through mine right now, and I'm playing around with my app as you're talking. We're going to discuss that, maybe walk some people through, like myself, on how to do that wind thing here, and that's coming up here in the second half. So, Ed, stay with me here. Ed Gramza, the Director of Business Development for BaseMap. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can call in at 888-9-DAKOTA. You can also text them to me at 701-425-6651. And or Facebook message them. You can do all that as I'll get those questions answered and go through BaseMap a little bit more in depth here with Ed. So that's coming up next here. More on the show, the second half, as we continue our journey across the Dakota Territory using BaseMap here. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues right here and all across the Dakota Territory and our folks looking on YouTube. Be back after this.
This fall, Pfeiffer's has all of your land and equipment needs covered. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the 15th Annual Western Dakota Land Auction, October 20th through the 23rd, for 9 incredible land auctions with over 300 acres in Mound Trail, Dunn, Billings, Grant, Hettinger, Slope, and Perkins counties. Also, Pfeiffer's fall equipment auctions are plush with unbelievable equipment throughout the upper Midwest. Join Pfeiffer's for exceptional retirement auctions in Bowman, Steele, Hazelton, Fargo, and Gackle, North Dakota, Vergas, Minnesota, and Bison, South Dakota. Full details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
This fall, Pfeiffer's has all of your land and equipment needs covered. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the 15th annual Western Dakota Land Auction, October 20th through the 23rd, for 9 incredible land auctions with over 300 acres in Mound Trail, Dunn, Billings, Grant, Hettinger, Slope, and Perkins counties. Also, Pfeiffer's fall equipment auctions are plush with unbelievable equipment throughout the upper Midwest. Join Pfeiffer's for exceptional retirement auctions in Bowman, Steele, Hazelton, Fargo, and Gackle, North Dakota, Vergas, Minnesota, and Bison, South Dakota. Full details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition on a beautiful Saturday morning in the Dakota Territory. Talking with Ed Gramza. He is the Director of Business Development for BaseMap here. Ed, welcome back to the program. You and I, during the break here, we were playing around with the app. And we were talking about the Hunt Wind thing here. I tell you what, we have a couple more questions coming in. We'll get to those here shortly. But on the app itself, if people have the BaseMap app, open it up right now because we're going to show you how easy this is, and it's pretty cool. Like when you showed it to me, and it was pretty awesome here. So we have the map open. What's next here to find this hunt wind?
So you're going to hit the little green plus button at the bottom that brings up a menu.
Okay, the green plus. Yep, the green plus button.
Yep. So now you're going to have the menu open up, and you're going to see some green buttons down towards the bottom. Provided you've updated your map over the last couple weeks, you should see hunt wind on the right-hand side.
You bet.
Okay, so you click that. Now you can move. You can put those crosshairs anywhere in the world. I mean, you can put it right where you're hunting. You can put it at your favorite hunting stand. You can put it in the middle of China, and it's going to show you. So do that, and then you hit place wind cone at the bottom right. And once you do that, it's going to drop that little icon, and it's going to show some animated smoke, as we call it, that's showing you which way the wind is blowing at that time, kind of a representation of where your scent is going. And then at the bottom, there's a little slider. You can move that slider and check it for up to 24 hours.
Yeah. And that's what I like. I mean, and I asked you if it depends on the terrain, if how accurate it is. And you said that's a little bit tougher. I mean, the thermals are very difficult to figure out, and you don't really have any up-to-date information. This is just the basics of which way the wind is coming, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, we have some questions. You ready for them?
Let's go.
I got to back out and go to this one here. Jesse says, ask him what we can do to help if our county information is not on the app. Who do we need to talk to at the county level and that BaseMap to get this stuff rolling so he can switch to from the one service over to yours? Because he lives in the only county that you guys don't have the digital information for.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to have to kind of go bang on their door and chat with them. I'm not sure who is in charge of that, the assessor or who, but it really comes down to them spending the money, in a sense, to have it in a digital format that we can use. And, because we get a lot of this stuff from third-party vendors, so they have to have it in a file format we can use.
And that file format, even if they do have it in digital format, it may not be in the format that coincides with what you need, is it?
Right,
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few counties we don't have, but, it's just that county hasn't spent the money to update, coming in the 21st century.
Yeah. Another text message comes in, says, hey, good show this morning. He says, unfortunately, dead deer carcass smell everywhere in Adams County. We're seeing groups of 6 to 8 fawns running around. Pretty sad. Have you guys experienced any of what we call blue tongue, or EHD is what we find here in the Dakota Territory quite a bit when we have dry summers, I guess you could say algae or whatever in the water. It seems like it's just really tough on the whitetails. And a lot of the farmers out there harvesting their crops are saying the same thing. I get text messages all the time. What are you seeing or hearing in your neck of the woods?
I haven't heard any reports of it this year. I know where I've hunted in Michigan in the past, a couple of years ago, they had it pretty bad. I think Iowa had it a year or two ago. I haven't heard anything here in Wisconsin recently about blue tongue. We've had a fairly wet summer, so I think that helps mitigate that problem.
Yeah, it's tough to see. I have a buddy sent me a picture of 2 really nice whitetails. Like, I would have loved to get in either one of them with archery equipment or even rifle for that matter. But that's what's happening across this area right now. Is that Mother Nature's way of taking care of things, isn't it?
Yep. Kind of like, what's big in my state is CWD. I think it's kind of the same thing. It's nature's way of culling the herd a little bit.
Boy, that's CWD sure is, I don't know where you stand on it, but some people really have blown that out of proportion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've hunted in Wisconsin my whole life. I've yet to see an infected deer, and where I hunt here in Wisconsin is pretty close to ground zero in the state. And I have yet to see any deer affected. I'm not saying that it's not out there,
right?
But right. It also comes down to, if you got a deer that tests positive, there's no saying you can't eat it. Just don't be digging around in the brains and all these other parts of the deer. I mean, the meat's good. Just cook it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not like you do venison tiger meat. I've never seen that done.
Yeah. I've never gotten a deer tested. Let's just say that. I've never taken a deer in to get tested.
Jesse messages back, CWD, the COVID of deer.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's a good one. But you see, like, where was it in Minnesota? One of the units in Minnesota. I heard that there were, I don't know if it was what agency, but there was CWD spot or tested or something happened, and they went out in that unit and they wiped out like hundreds and hundreds of deer. I don't know if that works. It's kind of like what Jesse said about the COVID of deer. It's like, why would you quarantine a healthy person? Why would you shoot a healthy deer? How do you know what happens? I don't. That's the thing I don't understand about it.
They did the same thing here in Wisconsin years ago when it was discovered a little bit west of Madison, Wisconsin. They just started killing deer just to kill deer, and it was like a big circle around one town. And I was, the county I hunt kind of is next to where the circle ended, but there's just not many deer in that area anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate to see that. I think Mother Nature does a pretty good job of taking care of things. You hate to see EHD or blue tongue or any of that. So that's kind of tough to see. But on the other hand, I guess that's his life. Once in a while, you have a good population, then the population going. I wish we had more mule deer in our country this year, but it just seems like I don't know where they went to. Maybe they're hiding from me.
They know it's hunting season.
Text comes in and says that was Omar's hunting unit up in Minneapolis area. That I like that one. People are having some good comebacks here today on the text messaging side of things. I like that too. Yeah. All right. What else is going to be new on BaseMap here, Ed? Because I know you guys are always developing something new. So what's the next, latest, greatest?
Well, so actually this week we had another update where we updated our weather center. So if you wouldn't mind opening up your app again,
I will.
At the top left, you see a little circle with, mine shows the temperature.
Mine too.
If you click on that now, it looks completely different.
Oh, nice.
So we now actually have accurate weather forecasting. Before, we didn't really do the greatest of job of showing you hourly or 7-day predictive weather.
This is better than my weather app.
Right? So, it shows all that, and now it ties in hunt wind. Okay, so if you scroll down a little bit, you haven't set up any ideal stands yet, like we talked about.
Yeah.
But now it's going to show you right now, okay, I should be in this stand because of the wind conditions, or a 7-day forecast. It's going to list all my stands and tell me which days I need to be, in what stand. So we've upgraded that as of this week.
This is great. And barometric pressure. You got the wind here. We got temperature. You got your highs, your lows, your hourly, 7-day, sunrise, sunset, which I use quite a bit. Yeah, this is awesome. And the moon phase. Holy cow. I should have played around with this a week ago.
The update on the Weather Center just came out on, I believe it was Tuesday.
Okay.
App stores.
Great. And I would have never expected that because when you open up, like you said, when you open up the app, on the top left corner, mine shows 54 degrees right now. And that's all I thought it was. I didn't realize you could hit it and get all the weather information. That's awesome.
Right. And you can actually change the settings. If you click on settings, you can change what's shown in that little bubble on the app. Temperature, wind, speed, direction, moon phases, sunset, etc., barometric pressure. I keep it on temperature. Yeah. Personally.
No, this is great. It's a lot easier.
But yeah, there's definitely a backlog of things that we're working on. There's some big stuff that we're working on and looking at into 2021 that'll make the app a little bit more intuitive and easier to use. One of the biggest complaints we get, or frustrations, I'll say, is people have a hard time figuring out how to use it. Well, it's not hard to use. It's just that they're used to using brand X for the last 5 years, and they're so used to where everything lays out. Like, your app doesn't have this or doesn't have that. Well, it does have it and more. You just have to know where to find it.
Right.
So we're going to work on some things that are going to make it a little bit more user friendly and make it look a little sexier.
So if you don't have Wi-Fi or cell service, how can you still use BaseMap when you have neither of those? And I'm out in the back canyon here trying to stalk a deer.
So again, if you click on that little plus button, at the top, there's offline maps. You can download new map. So download the area you're going to hunt. So any layer that you have turned on at the time of download will be available in that offline map, and you can turn them on and off if it gets cluttered. But the biggest thing, the most important thing, is once you get to that location, is you want to hit that plus button again and hit go offline. That turns off the cellular signal to the app, and then makes the app strictly rely on the maps that you downloaded.
Gotcha. Okay, that's easy enough. And another one that I used the other day, my neighbor called and says, hey, I got a buddy that his wife shot a cow elk, and we have to kind of go through your hay fields to get up into that area. So he came over and picked me up, and they sent their location. They were using BaseMap, and they sent the location to us, so we knew exactly where to go and help them. That's awesome.
Right. So we have two different ways of doing that. You can actually, if you drop a marker, you can share that marker to another BaseMap user via text message or email, or we have live location sharing. You can turn on live location sharing and see where anybody is at any point in time, provided that they've, used the app recently. So you and I joked, our buddy John Armin, it looks like he's out hunting somewhere because I can see him live on the map right now, and he's not at home. He's chasing some critter right now.
He's never home.
I know he isn't. Does the guy even work?
Well, give him credit for that. I mean, he is a school teacher, so I have a lot of respect for that. But
yeah,
I don't know if he's seen his wife in 15 years. I really don't.
Well, his favorite hunting partner has now moved to Wyoming to go to school. I don't know what John's going to do.
Yeah, that's right. His daughter's going to dental hygiene school or something like that, isn't she? Well, But there again, if you watch and keep up with Shelby, she's never posting anything about school. She's fishing.
Exactly.
All the time.
I mean, I don't know how good your relationship is with John, but now that Shelby's out of the picture for a little while, I'm still waiting for that invite to come to North Dakota and hunt with him.
Well,
I hope you're listening, John.
John. Well, I tell you what, we said his wife hasn't seen him in 15 years, but I have never seen his wife happier, ever.
That's a true story.
Oh, man. Now we're both going to be in trouble. We'll be hearing this. So.
Yes, exactly. I'm expecting a call or text from John next week.
Hey, I got a text message. It says, ask Ed why he chose the 7mm. If you just got that thing, they want to know why you chose that round.
In my mind, so I've also got a 300 short mag and a different gun. I've got multiple calibers. I've had a 7mm for a long time. That was actually the first rifle I bought myself when I was in high school. I think it's one of the most versatile rounds in the country. I mean, there's not much, short of probably a brown bear in Kodiak, that you can't kill with it. Super flat shooting. I mean, I can take it out west and comfortably use it for elk or anything big, but I can also use it here in Wisconsin. Kind of go to a lighter weight bullet, and not tear up a whitetail. Mm-hmm. I think it's super versatile.
Have you gotten into using suppressors yet?
I have not. I don't know if I want to go down that road and do all that rigmarole to get a suppressor.
Yeah. I just got my second one. I'll tell you this right now, Ed, it's worth it.
Really?
It's absolutely worth it. I'll tell you. And the reason is, for me, besides the hearing thing, because I have a little tinnitus going on from shooting so much without hearing protection when I was a kid, but whether I'm coyote hunting or deer hunting, if you hit something, if you hit a deer, it does not scare the rest of them anywhere.
Right.
If you're shooting, if I'm going after coyotes, especially, I really like it, coyote hunting, is, you have a chance. They don't know where this shot came from. I mean, if you have a double coming in, you hit one, there is a pretty high chance that coyote is going to come either closer or sideways instead of running 9-0 away from you, because he knows exactly where that shot came from. And
Right.
it is, and it's not only that, but if you're hunting with a partner, and I was doing this one year, I can't remember, somebody who came out and they had a doe tag, and we were up on some federal stuff, and I was sitting next to them, and they were not suppressed, and I didn't even think about it. And I was sitting next to them. I'm like, yeah, right there. You go ahead. We can get to that easy spot, you know. And when they touched off that trigger, about made me go backwards here a little bit, because I was not expecting that. I haven't shot without being suppressed in so long. I didn't know what it sounded like. So I got to tell you, it's worth the rigmarole to go through. And I think my last one here only took me 8 months to get.
I mean, I've got a couple rifles now. I mean, as I've gotten older and made more money or whatever, I've gotten better quality of rifles. So, I mean, I've got plenty of rifles now that are threaded force compressors. So, I mean, it probably is something I need to take a look at.
Yeah. Hey, another quick question before I got to let you go here. We got about 3 minutes left. It says from Wayne here. Good morning, Wayne. Scott, ask if there is a way to not have your position so zoomed in when you log on.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know that there's any setting. I mean, I need to look here on the app, but I don't think there is a way, because it zooms in and narrows you down. I mean, you know, I just closed the app and open it back up. I mean, it's not terribly close. I mean, I see like 6 counties here in Wisconsin surrounding me, so I mean, it's not too zoomed in.
Okay. Well, maybe there's a setting there differently than, I guess, yeah.
But I'm also on an iPhone. I mean, if somebody's on an Android, I don't know how the platform works.
Yeah, not sure. All right. Well, we'll keep working on that here for you, Wayne. He also says, I don't know what it is, but up until yesterday, I have struggled finding good bucks. Seems really odd this year. And I'll tell you what, Wayne, same thing down in this area. I agree with you 100%. It's just a different year. Maybe it's the CWD COVID going on again. I don't know, the deer, but
yeah, they're all in quarantine also.
Yeah. Social distancing is what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, if I start seeing bucks on my trail cameras wearing masks, then we know we have a problem.
I got to talk to my buddy Keith Warren. He does some deer farming. I wonder if he could take a picture, if he has one tame enough that he could put a mask on that thing and take a photo. I think that would be awesome. It really would.
That would go viral.
Before we let you go, is there anything, if people have questions or comments here, they want to go find more information or download the app, how do they get about this?
Yeah, so if you go to, the iTunes or Google Play Store, you can download it directly there, or you can go to our website, basemap.com, and purchase it there. If you do purchase it online, use discount code GRAMZA25, GRAMZA 25, and you get 25% off of a year membership of BaseMap. That will only work if you purchase it on our website, because iTunes and Google Play do not allow you to put discount codes in.
Perfect. Ed, I appreciate you coming on the program, man. Have yourself a great weekend and enjoy the rest of it. And thanks for taking time on a Saturday to discuss this on my radio program.
Thank you, sir. It's always been fun.
All right. Thanks a lot, sir. Ed Gramza, the director of business development for BaseMap. Hey, look at there. What a great hour we spent here talking outdoors and having a little bit of fun and all that good stuff here. Remember the Polaris Ag Advantage. Action Motorsports, 10% off, up to $1,500, 2-year warranty on Rangers, Generals, Sportsmans. If you're in the farming, ranching business, you need to stop into Action Motorsports here before the end of the month, because that's when it ends. It ends at that time. So make sure, take advantage of the Polaris Ag Advantage, helping the farmers and ranchers keep on keeping on. Hey, that's a wrap for me. If you want to catch any of my daily programs, DakotaPrairieOutdoors.com. You can find those there. And if you want a replay of the Saturday show, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Thanks for tuning in today and having ourselves a little bit of fun on a beautiful Saturday. We'll catch you at an auction, maybe at a weaning somewhere, and have fun hunting, because it is full hunting season. Be safe, eat some meat, drink some milk. All right, stations, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on each and every Saturday. I'm going to be exiting out of you. Thank you very much. And YouTube, appreciate you guys watching and subscribing like you do. Keep on sharing that if you could. Have a good day.